Hi friends! I am back today with another review of a Marvel Legends figure that I recently picked up. As a lot of people are right now, I am working on the Abomination BAF, and I think that this time, rather than just do everything together once I complete the piece, I'll do individual reviews for each figure because so far I'm really liking them and I find them interesting in comparison to some of the things I've seen recently. So I'm going to start off today with the Gamerverse cap, which some of you might find to be an interesting choice because he is part of the set and doesn't actually come with a BAF piece. However, for those of you who watch my videos, you know that when I did the Thor BAF, I didn't even include the cap that came with that in my review because I actually hated him so much that I gave him away. And here's a good look at him from all sides then. Captain America, for a number of reasons, is one of my least favorite characters. I hope that that doesn't ruin this video for everybody. I just find him a little bit too, he just can't seem to lose. And I know that in the caricature world of comic book superheroes, things tend to be black and white. There's good guys and bad guys. But Cap to me is such a good guy in every possible way that I just find him a little bit boring. Nothing crazy. I just like, you know, I think there are more interesting characters out there, so I don't usually invest a lot in him. But that actually had nothing to do with why I didn't like the Thor one. I really am not a fan, especially for him in the sort of like unitard sort of textured costume. I just didn't like the way that it looked. It felt really cheap. It felt quickly kind of thrown together. And I didn't think it looked good. This cap, on the other hand, I am actually really in love with, and I'm going to keep it for my collection. It'll be the only Captain America that I have, and I'm going to tell you about the things that I really like about this figure. First of all, starting with articulation, movement, you know that I like to pose all of my characters in silly poses. I do kind of goofy things with them, like, you know, put them on each other's laps or have them do the splits, you know, silly stuff. I like to make it fun. So when I was messing around with all of his parts, his joints are stiff, but they are easy to manipulate. So I feel like he'll be really easy to pose. However, I decide I end up wanting to do that. His legs go all the way up like this. His ankles are a little bit loose. I've been finding that a lot lately with these figures, that when I get the body pose the way I want, sometimes the ankles flip-flop around and it's hard to like keep them standing. But I mean, you can work with that. His torso is just at the right amount of tension to be able to balance him in between the points where he clicks at, like here. His head turns easily. He doesn't have armor that's like preventing his head from turning. And his hands, you know, he'll have his shield. He doesn't really have a weapon, so the fact that his wrists are really loose is not that big a deal to me. Then his shield can either peg into his back like this. Let's see, get that focus. Or you can flip this piece open like this. Sorry, like that. And clip it onto his arm. So the accessory is cool. It works really well. It clips up on his arm guard right here. That's the place where I find the best tension, where it will actually like stay put. And yeah, so the accessory is really great. But what I love in particular about this cap is that I'm actually reading Secret Wars for the first time right now. And one thing that strikes me about him is that in this very bizarre situation that the story is set in, he is all military. So all of his strategies, all of his plans, all of his thoughts are about gaining a military type advantage, about like who is on the offensive, who's on the defensive, how we gain position, how we ensure that everybody is well rested and prepared. And it's just this very regimented military style of leadership that I don't think, specifically being not a huge Cap fan, I have seen in any of the Cap stuff that I've consumed before. And I find it really interesting. It sort of like makes him a little bit more palatable to me in this particular story. And I feel like this particular costume really echoes his military background and the time frame that he comes from, the 1920s. So the color is very nostalgic, red, white, and blue to me, with American flags on his, let's see. Sorry, we'll get these to focus. American flags on his shoulder pads. We've got the actual stars and stripes. The star on his shield, obviously. He's got wings on his helmet that are silver. And the silver star here. The color scheme for me is very 1920s American hero. And his outfit, his uniform, from his military boots, which turn at the top here and at the ankle, to his knee pads, his loose uniform that he would be able to move around really well in, his belt, which turns all the way around. I've talked about this accessory before, that it is a loose accessory, but this one fits. So wherever you decided to turn it, for whatever reason, it will stay. His arm guards are functional, as well as his gloves. They make sense for a military man. His shoulder pads and his chest piece. Everything about him, and up to his helmet, seems functional for a soldier. And I really appreciated that. It could just be because of what I'm reading right now, but for me, this Cap looks like Captain America should. And I've played with him a lot. I've moved his body around. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun posing him. I'm gonna have a lot of fun creating scenarios with him. And overall, so far, I've got 4 of the figures in this series, and he is actually coming out to be one of my favorites, even though Ms. Marvel is in there, and she's one of my favorite characters of all time. So after all is said and done, I highly recommend this, especially to Cap fans, but even if you're not, this figure is great for any collection. I think you can do a lot with him. I think that he looks really great. And even though he doesn't come with the BAF piece, he's definitely a worthwhile part of this Build-A-Fig that I'm really excited to have. So that is the first on my Abomination series. I think I will probably do Ms. Marvel next. And then after that, I don't know, we'll see. We'll just see what's coming up. I'm gonna do a lot of videos in these next few days, so we should have a pretty steady stream coming. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're enjoying what you're finding out there. Please share your thoughts about this review, share your thoughts about Cap, and I'll have another video coming up for you real soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.